And tell us a little about the Stormers and how the form is in the team at the moment.
I feel like we're in pretty good nick. It was not all too pretty when you travelled, but the boys came back, pulled together, and it seems like they're back to doing what they do best, right? I mean, our game model was to run and to express. There was a pretty good showing of that last week, so hoping to build on that. In the last URC game before we begin our Heineken Cup endeavours. So, it's been looking good. I've peaked at training. I'm still injured, so I can just peak. I've peaked at training, and the boys are looking good.
And your injury, tell us a little bit about it and when you're hoping to be fully back in action.
So I'm out. When it started, I was out for 6 months. So now I've just got like a couple more to go. I think it's about 2 to 3. I ruptured my pec totally off, like tendon muscle that we attach everything back. And it's from that Bundee clean. We got me good. He got me good. I told him afterwards, like, did you got me good? I actually feel like it was not too illegal. I think the only thing illegal about it was him leading with the shoulder and the head contact. I think if it wasn't for that, and maybe him going with the shoulder a little bit and not using the arms, but otherwise I think like it was good. It was good entry. I mean, he got me really, really good. My head was fine. He got me in the head. My head was fine. I was just unfortunate to have my right hand linger in the back. That's actually where I got injured. It's not really the contact. It's really the lingering hand.
So you're talking about the Bundee Aki tackle when you played Connacht. You're very positive about it. There was a lot of talk about it afterwards. He saw red for it. It was deemed quite a high tackle, quite a dangerous tackle. And for you, you spoke to him afterwards?
Yeah, we had a little chat. I mean, I told him, did you hear me good? And he was quick to apologize as well. Shame. I mean, everybody sees the picture where he was complaining to the ref and be like, what more do you want me to do? But the guy was pretty apologetic afterwards, and it was like he was asking me for my care and stuff like that. I was like, nah, I'm alright. It is what it is. It happens. I mean, like it's rugby, right? It's a contact sport. Sometimes you're gonna get injured. Sometimes it's legal. Sometimes it's not. It just happens. It's part of life. You can be better about it, or you can just like try to be a better rugby player and come back better. I choose the latter.
Wow, you're very positive about it. It's a great way to be because, as you said, with rugby, a lot of injuries. You can come by and then you have a lot of time on the sideline as well. So mentally, you have to be strong for that side of things.
I think I've got a lot of practice to actually, be speaking this way. I played sevens, as you would know. I play sevens, and when I shoot it to the 15s, well, I got injured quite a lot. So I've had about 4-5 years of practice. That's why I can speak like this, because I've experienced in that sphere.
You played a lot of sevens. We were talking about it just before we started the interview, and I was asking you internationally, the 15s, do you want to get into that, or is it the sevens you're happy enough?
Yeah, like I said earlier, my life has always been broken down in 3 phases. The first phase was solely going to be sevens. The second phase was going to be sevens supplemented with a little bit of 15s, and then the third phase is just going to be like me transitioning to 15s entirely. So we always planned it like that. It was always going to be like that. It was kind of hard when it had to happen, because I feel like I was feeling great and I was doing very well in the sevens format of the game. So when I had to transition that to second phase, I was like, not now. But then we had to do it. It was always part of the plan. I mean, I did get my colours in sevens, and to my gratitude, actually was the best as well in the world at some point. So I've achieved everything that I wanted to achieve in sevens. There was no point for me to stay there. I like challenging myself. So what was next? The 15th was next, try to conquer that as well. It hasn't gone as smoothly as I thought it would, purely because of injuries and stuff like that. But yeah, we're still fighting. We're still here. Still have a long way to go. I believe. I'm keeping fresh. I'm strong. I'm good, man. I'm healthy. We're still going to push for it, and we'll see how far we can go.
Oh, amazing. That's such a good way to look at it. And Stormers have Claremont in the first game of the Heineken Champions Cup.
Yeah, it's something that actually has been very far-fetched in some sort of way, because you qualified and you get excited about it, and then you forget about it because obviously there's URC to focus on, and we had the semis, the finals, the whole shambam. So it felt like it was so far out, but having having come here actually today, like I'm meeting all the guys that are representing their teams, it's kind of like, okay, it's coming together. It's coming, you can feel the energy, you can feel it aging closer, and it's just happening in 2 weeks. So I think that excitement is building. I know with the guys, they're not thinking too far ahead because obviously they still have a game to play for the URC, but when next week hits, they'll surely be excited because we've been looking forward to this for a very long time. So the dreams are finally fruitioning.
So Sam, you're telling me that you're a fan of OTB Sports, yeah?
Yeah, I love it. I followed you guys all the time.
Yeah. Where do you follow us?
any Irish outlook.
Sam, tell me about Edinburgh Rugby. Have you settled in well?
Yeah, loving it. Guys have been really good, and the city's awesome. So trying to get stuck in as much as I can on and off the field, and it's been good fun.
Was that always the hope to get into a club like Edinburgh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm Exeter born and bred and have played for them for pretty much all my career. And it was, in truth, it was a bit of a surprise last year when I got the phone call. And then it sort of, when I thought about it, it just ticked all the boxes. And it was the perfect time for me to experience something new in life. And so far, so good.
And have you had any learnings maybe over the last few months?
Well, I'm living by myself now, so learning to keep myself entertained a bit more. That's new. But other than that, nothing dramatic. It's been really fresh. The coaching's slightly different there. The way the players are amongst each other, everything's slightly different, and it's been really exciting. So nothing dramatic that I didn't know before, but some little bits and bobs here that have been different, which has been really cool.
And how is the form in Edinburgh at the moment? Good start to the season?
Yeah, I'd say like B+. Like we've had some really nice showings, but we've probably slipped off on a couple of games we'd be disappointed with anyway. So we'll see. It's been going pretty well, but not as you can always hope for better, right? So yeah, hopefully coming to Champions Cup we can really kind of boost our season on a little bit more.
And is that the most exciting part, trying to get into Champions Cup, playing the European teams? Yeah,
I think so. I mean, the league in the URC now is so competitive with like the contrast of teams. It's a bit different coming from the English Premiership because you're used to playing a lot of these sides now in the URC anyway. But now we're obviously adding the French into the mix, and the English obviously, and that brings its own different challenge. So yeah, really good. Can't wait to head back down and play Saris and Cast as well. That'd be cool.
And South African teams as well, they're in the mix, so probably brings a little bit of a different dimension to it all.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how they go up against the French and the English sides. That'd be cool. They're going to add a lot to the competition, and it's now even more of an incredible achievement for the side that goes on and wins it, because it's extremely competitive.
And for you personally, was rugby always your first sport?
Yeah, I played a fair bit of different sports when I was younger, to be fair. But rugby was the one I sort of enjoyed the most. Just had a lot of energy when I was young, and it was just sort of I found it settled me down each weekend, and it was just like when you're at that sort of young age. But yeah, it's been my first love really, and I've stuck with it and been given a cool opportunity to continue it. So yeah, no complaints really. And
playing for Scotland, was that always the aim?
Yeah, well, in truth, I grew up supporting England and Scotland, but I can't explain it, I was always it must be the bagpipes or something, I don't know what it is. I was always emotionally drawn to Scotland, especially with my dad. It's been sort of, I've grown up watching him watch Scotland in the Six Nations, threatening, walking in and out of the house with stressful moments. So it's been sort of part of my DNA really. And when I got the opportunity to, it was in that autumn, it was a few years ago now, it was amazing, and it was it's arguably has been pretty much the best thing that's ever happened to me really. It's been incredible. And do you hope that that's where you want to get back to? Get back to what? Playing more internationally, is that the plan? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, obviously, of course, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Curtly, how's it going? How do you find the season so far?
No, it's been going well. Yeah, I'm just happy for the opportunities I got. Yeah. And
you've obviously transitioned from the 7s into the 15s. How have you found that transition?
It was, I wouldn't say easy, but I've played 15s before I played 7s. So yeah, it was a good transition, and also 7s has helped me a lot to, just to perform and keep up with the fitness. Yeah.
Did you always want to make the jump to the 15s? Was that always the plan when you started out in rugby?
Yeah, no, that was always the plan. But I had to play 7s just to feel how it feels on the top. Yeah, But yeah, happy that I made the transition.
And playing internationally as well for South Africa, how are you finding all of that?
Still can't believe I'm representing my company, my country, but yeah, I'm really grateful for that.
And you're getting compared to some of the greats when it's your first season really making an entrance into international scene. So how does it feel to be making such an impact?
Yeah, for me, just to compete on the highest level and just enjoying my rugby, and yeah, that's what I'm doing currently, and yeah, it's great to be associated with guys that's been playing before me, so yeah, it's good.
And who on the international team with South Africa would you look up to?
Um, there's a lot of guys I look up to, yeah, but for me, I would say Lukhanyo, yeah, because he's a good player and also a good person. So yeah, I would say Lukhanyo.
And I'm Irish, so you were playing in Ireland in the Aviva Stadium. How did you find that? It was a brilliant game, amazing atmosphere. Obviously, you came out on the losing end that day, but it was a brilliant game. How did you find that?
Yeah, no, I must say the atmosphere was really amazing. Yeah, Ireland was just better than us on the day, but it was really a nice experience for me to play at the Aviva Stadium. Last time I was there, I was injured with the bull, so yeah, it was really nice to play on the Aviva Stadium.
And how would you describe Ireland as a team to play against?
Very competitive, yeah, and also you can't take them lightly, so yeah.
And it was a very physical game. I was watching on from up in the stands, and even from there it looked like an extremely physical game. What was it like out on the pitch?
Yeah, like they said, they have to stop us physically, so and they brought it to us. So yeah, they were really physical, especially in the first half, and then second half we took it to them, but yeah, they ended up winning us. But we learned out of that game, so yeah.
And with the Bulls, it's the first time that South African teams are going to be entered into the Heineken Champions Cup. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, no, definitely. I must say this is the league you want to play in, so we have to be competitive and enjoy what we're doing, and yeah, see how it goes.
And for you, was rugby always your first sport?
Yeah, no, definitely. I always wanted to do this, and yeah, and I'm enjoying it still. Yeah.